done more of these than you can shake a stick at, but why are we always shaking sticks at things? Well, to be honest, we've been shaking those sticks for so long for so many different reasons, we've kind of forgotten why we started. The most popular suggestion is it all comes back to farmers and counting. For various reasons, farmers would count their animals, to make sure that there were none missing in action or had been left in a field somewhere. Well, farmers would often carry a long stick with them, and they would use these to point at the animals as they counted to help them keep track. So, if you had more than you could shake a stick at, that would mean a larger number than you could count. Trouble is, that doesn't really fit with most of the earliest examples. Although one of the first uses of the phrase from a journal in 1818 says, "We in Lancaster have as many taverns as you can shake a stick at." In most other examples from the same time, many, more, and the idea of numbers and counting were nowhere to be seen. For example, in 1835, Davy Crockett wrote, "There was nothing to treat a friend that was worth shaking a stick at." So instead, people suggest that shaking a stick at something started out as more of a hostile gesture. If something was more than you could cope with, well, you'd shake a stick at it, because that would solve all your problems. And if it was more than you could shake a stick at, well, then you were in trouble. Another idea is that it comes from arguments or fights, where you shake a stick at an enemy to intimidate them. Others still say it comes from battles, where you'd shake a stick at your vanquished foe. Why? Who knows? But the idea is that if it's bigger than you or intimidating in some way, shaking a stick at it would solve all your problems. Others still suggest that since this phrase originated in the USA, the idea comes from the Native American practice of touching a defeated enemy. This tradition was known as the counting coup and demonstrated a warrior's bravery and elevated their prestige like nobody's business. Touching an enemy and surviving was considered to be the greatest honor in battle because it meant getting super close without getting killed or injured. More than you could shake a stick at would have meant a very large number of fallen enemies indeed. So many that you couldn't possibly have touched them all. But others suggest it may have originally meant not worth shaking your stick at, which meant an enemy was so cowardly or worthless that there was no merit to be gained from touching them. So you just shook your stick at the lot of them instead. Honestly, no one really knows for sure, but one thing is clear. Whether it comes to counting sheep and cows, having too much to cope with, intimidating an enemy, or proving you're the best warrior around, it seems all you really need is a stick. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, find a stick, and start shaking.